WWE has had a lot of releases recently. So let's take a look at some of those and who has actually that's been. I'm gonna read them off, okay, real quick. Um, and then we're gonna talk about who was actually worth keeping. And if they were worth keeping, where could they go from here? So first off, I gotta pull this up. You got Braun Strowman. You got Dakota Kai. You got Cora Jade. You got Katana Carter and Caden Chance. You got Gallus, which is Joe and Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. You got Shotzi Blackheart. You got Shayna Baszler. Riley Osborne from Chase U. Luca Crucifino from the little Italian mob group. Eddie Thorpe. Javier Bernal. Oro Mensa. Jakara Jackson. And Danny Palmer. And Shinsuke Nakamura decided not to renew his own contract. Jeff, what do you think about Shinsuke not renewing his own contract?
Um, Makes sense. Uh, I mean, he's a great performer. I'll definitely say that. And I don't feel like WWE has utilized him as much as they should. And he can easily just go to NJPW or maybe not AEW, but NJPW, where he's already a big star there, and actually, win titles and put on big matches as he should.
I think that's a good spot for him because the WWE has definitely not used him properly. And I wasn't even a huge fan of him for most of his run, but lately in the last few years I have been, and they still haven't used him. They got so much potential in the last few years with him that I hadn't seen before, and they squandered it anyway. And New Japan, you know, that's where he's from. He gets to go home. He gets to go back to being a huge megastar there. They got the money and they're trying to compete with AEW because that's the real competition right there. You got New
And then
Japan and
also
AEW are on the
them
same plane
losing
Yeah.
Okada too, who was their biggest star,
to
sliding
AEW. So
Shinsuke, he can have that spot.
yeah, I think that's mutually beneficial for both Shinsuke and New Japan for him to go there. And
'Cause they've gone downhill a lot over the years.
ever since AEW started, they sucked up all their talent, and between WWE and AEW, all the New Japan talent has been sucked up, and that's really the direct competitor of AEW. So it would be a big move for New Japan to put Shinsuke up again. It's probably why they probably had these talks already. But there's also the chance that Shinsuke just retires, dude. I haven't heard anything about an official signing yet. Have you? He's old.
I don't think he's just gonna retire. He's gonna have to have one last nostalgia run in Japan, like a little
Possibly.
tour or something like that. I don't think he's just gonna abruptly retire unless it's like some kind of injury thing. He's gonna have one final run in Japan, I think.
Okay. Callie, you got anything to say on that?
Nah, besides all those guys that you mentioned, I don't know every single one of them, but like half of them I do. I recognize the names. And my thing is uh WWE might be the Disney, might be the biggest thing out there. But you still got AEW, you still got New Japan. They just all need to be pushed in the right direction. WWE just has way too much talent.
So here's my
Uh,
thing.
yeah,
Um, it's just like you said. A lot of these guys you don't know, and that's because you've never watched NXT.
yeah.
But let me tell you right now, Danny Palmer, Osa, Bernal, Thorpe. Listen, all those guys they got cut for a reason.
Trash.
Then I wouldn't say trash, but listen, the way the business
Nothing
works,
about them.
yeah, nothing to save them. The way this business works is they keep talent to cut because right before the quarterlies come out, they want to cut salaries and make it look like they've got this margin that they really don't have. It's like borrowing off credit when you're buying houses, you borrow off one house to another. It's kind of the same concept.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, 80% of these people will not be missed. As a matter of fact, even though a couple of them I'd say almost exempt, I'm not going to miss any of them.
Nah.
And they were all cut because they either weren't big enough, they weren't ready for the WWE, and maybe they'll come back. Their salaries were too much. They were too injury prone. Something about them. None of these people were it. I mean, for instance, Gallus. How long have they been on NXT, man?
A while, right?
A while. They weren't coming up, bro.
No, yeah.
Something about it.
Some
They weren't
people,
coming up.
just not ready, and
Dude,
it's not for them.
Cora
And just because
Jade.
someone leaves WWE doesn't mean there won't be a
Oh
chance
yeah,
where they can come back too.
of course.
Like
But
If they
Cora
go make
Jade,
it big somewhere else.
look
exactly.
at
Like
Cody
Cody.
Rhodes.
Look at
He's
Cody
the
Rhodes.
perfect example.
Yeah.
He lost his team in WWE, went to the Indies, NJPW, Ring of Honor, and eventually AEW, became a huge star there, and that translated to WWE. Like there's probably a few of these towns that could do the same thing if
Look,
they actually put in the work.
Cora
Yeah.
Jade, same thing. Okay, she's been there too long. Stagnated. She needs a revitalization before she comes back. Will she? I don't know. But that's just how it is. Those two right there, they fall under that. Most of these people, Jakara Jackson, Osa, I'm not even interested to talk about them. They got cut for a reason.
Jakara Jackson was good with Lash Legend, the little faction,
Yeah.
the group that
Again,
they had.
that says it all. Lash Legend. She's up. She got to be up next. I promise you.
No, I like Lash. I hope she
Nah,
stays.
nah. Agree to disagree. Shayna Baszler, you know,
She's
the
good in
Carter.
any position, but she's nothing special about her anymore. She lost
Yeah,
her steam a
yeah,
while ago.
yeah. Exactly. Katana Carter, Caden Chance. They, I mean,
They're,
I'm not against them, but again, they stagnated.
they
They
were a
lost their
huge
steam.
part of the women's tag division, which
Yeah.
that's the main reason
Some of these
why I
women,
didn't like
some of
that
these
one.
wrestlers have to leave just for the purpose of coming back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just like Braun. This is where Braun Strowman falls in. Braun Strowman had too much of a salary, and he falls under the category of we have to cut you, so we don't pay you, so you can come back and be a hype. You're a hype package. You come back for returns 3 times a year. You know, the
Yeah.
only person in these releases that I was really surprised about and probably will miss at least for a short period of time was Dakota Kai.
Yep, I
Yeah.
agree
And
100%.
and that is because she was getting a push on that Intercontinental and she was putting on great matches. And I actually wanted her to win it next. So that one is the only one where I'm like, oof.
If anyone is to come back and have a Cody Rhodes type of thing, I think Dakota Kai
She's the only
is
one.
the best person out of the group to
Yeah.
come back like that.
And to be honest, let's be real. She's hella injury prone. She's always injured. That's the only thing that she's got working against her. She cannot pick up enough steam before she gets injured again. So
Which that makes sense.
a lot of
That's a
people
reason
had
to,
like, oh, they're releasing talent again. Shut the fuck up.
it
Then
happens.
you guys are buying these guys' merch. Show me your Dakota Kai t-shirt. Put a selfie in the comments. Are you wearing your Dakota Kai t-shirt? You wearing your Braun Strowman shirt? Better yet, show me you wearing your Osa shirt. You're not like you're not. Stop it.
Your Gallus shirt.
Yeah, your Gallus shirt. You don't have it. You don't have it. Stop it.
Guys, give me 1 second, all right?
Yep.
I need 1 second. Yeah. Had to take a piss and had to get a
He
seat.
called it.
So now that comes to point 2 of that whole point you made, Jeff. There is an abundance of talent, but there's also an abundance of alternatives for releases to go to other promotions. And speaking of that other promotions, Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan, Izzy Martinez, Real American Freestyle Wrestling. First off, let's start with just the basic premise of this announcement.